my ancestors, the Rickards, they were Dutch. And there was John Rickard, and his father was John Rickard. He came over from Holland and settled in Pennsylvania. Well, then his son John and his wife came north to Canada in 1820 and applied for the lot that I'm on now. Well, they built their first dwelling on the hill just east of my house, because I could see that when I started farming, I could see the old foundation. In fact, I still can. Well, life was a lot easier and I think a lot happier back then. There wasn't near the stress there is today on production and work and getting your work done, and we have to do so much more. Back there in those days when we worked with horses, why, you got up in the morning, went to the barn and did a few chores and fed maybe a couple of hundred hens and 4 or 5 sows and your 4 horses or 5 or 6 horses, whatever you had. Most of us had 2 teams and quite often some more, maybe 6 horses. We fed them, then we went and had breakfast and as a family, and then we went back, harnessed the horses and went to work. That was in the summertime, of course, till 6 o'clock, 5:30 or 6. Then you retired again, turned your horses out to pasture, and you went in and had an evening with your family. And you didn't have lights. As soon as they put lights on tractors, why, then they work all night. But back in those days, horses didn't have lights. You know, you couldn't work after dark, but we didn't have to, because you could buy a week's groceries for $4 or $5 and or less, and you know, everything was so much easier. Well, my dad and mother built the house that I live in now, and they built it in 1924. And back then they didn't have any hydro. They did put in a bathroom, inside bathroom. That was, at the time, that was quite modern. As far as heat, it was just all wood stoves. We had 2 wood stoves that heated the house, and did a good job, we thought at that time, but probably freeze this winter. I know I slept in a feather tick, and that was pretty nice. It's a mattress, and it's just a big balloon. I don't know how to explain it, but it's full of feathers. And it's about this deep, and you get in and it poof, you know, and you go right to the bottom, and the tick comes around you and keeps you warm. And it was beautiful. And they still have them, the odd place, I think, but I haven't got mine. Well, there was a lot of kids. Well, there's more kids back in those days. On our road there, Keg Lane Road, there was 1, 2, 3, 4 homes, and then the road around the corner was another farm home. There was 24 children in those 5 homes, you might say, that were within the ages of 10 years of one another. So it was a busy time in the neighborhood with the kids. They had a lot of fun. With my family, we had 5 children. And every night in the summertime, we'd go to the river and just jump in the river and swim, and that was fun. And on Sundays, we'd go and have a picnic, take our picnic down there, and that was fun. And some of the neighbors would join us. Your freedom and being outside and just being able to get up in the morning and look out and see that sun come up, and that's mine. And it's a great, great place to raise a family. Just a tremendous place. You wouldn't have near the trouble in the world if kids were all raised on the farm nowadays. It's just a great life.